By now, you already know QA automation is a fantastic career choice. It's one of the best moves you can make for your career, no question about that. But here is a real question you're probably asking yourself. Why should I choose SuperSQA's training where I have so many other options? Well, let me give you some key points, some key reasons why working with me is really beneficial to get to that goal, okay? First and most important is the coaching aspect of it. When you're working with me, when you enroll in my bootcamp, you're not just getting lectures, you are getting coaching. You work directly with me. My classes are not hundreds of people. I keep a small group of people, so I get to know the students. And the students have direct access to me. When you're learning to code, automation is coding, right? You're going to get stuck a lot. And being able to ask somebody, being able to ask a person is a huge advantage. I manage the course with Slack. Slack is a communication tool we use so you can ask questions live, and usually I'm online so I can respond right away. And having that person you can ask a question, you can show the exact error you're getting and get guidance is a big deal. Or when you're working on the projects, somebody to hold your hand and walk you through the entire thing is a really big deal. I would say that's the biggest advantage of my bootcamp, is having that confidence there is somebody watching you back. Right? Always answering questions. These days, there's a lot of tools, AI being the most important one. We use AI a lot in this bootcamp tool to answer our problems and solve the issues, but having a person is next level. And we answer a lot of the questions in chat, in Slack, but there are a lot of cases where you get stuck and we can't really solve it. Either it will take time to do it through chat, or sometimes it's impossible. And I get on a Zoom call with you one-on-one, help you solve the problem. So that is really a big advantage of working with me. That's number one. The second advantage I would say is the projects we're working on. They're very much realistic. I'm teaching you stuff that I do at work, something I've been doing for the last 11 years. I'm not teaching you theory. So I'm out there in the trenches fighting day to day, dealing with this software testing stuff all the time. So you're learning real things, not theory things. You're working on projects that are very much realistic. You're running into issues that are very much realistic. So you're going to be very much ready for the job market, right? For the stuff you will do on the job. That is what you're going to do here with me. So that is actually a very, very big advantage. The big project for this bootcamp is automating an e-commerce site. And a lot of websites out there are e-commerce, right? A lot of businesses are e-commerce. They sell something. So having that e-commerce practice, it goes a long way. So you're working on real e-commerce website, front-end automation, back-end automation. After you write the automation, you have to use CI/CD tools like Jenkins and GitLab and Docker and Linux systems. All of that is covered. You're going to see it in the other video for the curriculum. You've probably already seen that. So the experience you get here is very much realistic experience. And in addition to the actual technical terms and technical skills, I'm always talking about my experiences. I'm always talking about what I do at work, best practices. So there is a huge advantage of being exposed to that kind of information. Because in the real world, you're not just testing stuff. You are testing stuff, but you are part of the engineering team. So you need to understand what things are. What do engineers do? What is everybody else doing there, right? You need to understand how things flow. You're testing one piece of it. They understand how the whole thing flows. And that is the experience I try to give my students, is an overall software engineering experience in addition to testing deployment pipelines. How does the code goes from somebody's laptop, the developer's laptop, all the way to the server? There's a process, and I actually try to give them experience of that process, because when you go on the job, you're going to be expected to contribute, not just testing that little thing, but to the overall team, and you get that experience with me. Another key point, I guess I'll call it number 3, is there's no real time limit, right? Because of contract, when this is a business, right? So I have to say a time limit. I have to say this is a 6 months program, 3 months live day, twice a week, then 3 months project. So I have to put an end date. But in reality, there is no end date for my support, right? After 6 months, if you get stuck and you ask me something, what am I going to say? No, it's been 6 months. No, you're always going to get my support. As long as you're doing your work and you're studying, you're putting in time and you're improving, I'm there. I'm always there. I'm building a community of QA automation engineers. So you can count on me to be there for you, to support you, because 6 months is actually pretty intense, right? To finish all that project in 6 months, you kind of got to be really focused. But so for some people, it will take them longer. I have students from a year ago that I'm communicating with them on the daily basis because they're working on it, right? There's students that I've never heard from, but there's a lot of students that do the work, so we communicate and we help. So you can count on having support, not just for the time that you paid for, like not just for the 6 months, but continuously, okay? But because of, terms of services, I have to put 6 months. Otherwise, there's going to be all kinds of complications. But you can count on the support, and that is a very important thing when you're trying to learn something new. And another reason I'll give you is basically everything is just upfront. Everything is transparent, right? You're not dealing with a big company. You're not dealing with a marketing team. You're dealing with me. You're not subjected to marketing psychology games, right? With all these other companies, if you notice, their websites, everything they do is very much engineered, right? So you kind of always, when I deal with big companies, I always have, I'm cautious. With me, you're dealing with an individual, with a small person, with a person that actually does the work. So you're not worried about, hitting things and false promises and things like that. So you're working directly with a person, with an experienced person. So I feel like that is a huge advantage. It gives you a peace of mind, and you're getting what is promised. So no marketing gimmicks here. As you can see, I'm not trying to create, Hollywood videos. I'm trying to just present to you my skills, my time, and my experience. So I believe that is another reason to choose this program. Everybody that went through my program is really, really happy. You can check out, of course, the reviews. Trustpilot has really, my students they put in a lot of time and thought into the reviews they leave us. So go to Trustpilot and check out the reviews to see how happy the students are. One more benefit that students have taken advantage of is being able to repeat the bootcamp. So this is something I can't put in the terms of service. I can't make that commitment because what if I don't have any more bootcamp, right? That's kind of tough. But so far I had several students that have family emergencies and they had to stop in the middle, or they just couldn't focus, all kinds of personal issues that couldn't continue, and they asked me, can I join the next bootcamp? And I have allowed them. I've never said no to that because my goal is to have successful students, right? So knowing that should give you a little bit of comfort, right? So just talk to me about it. Basically, some people ask ahead of time saying, hey, what if I can't finish it? Can I repeat? And usually the answer is yes, but we work out on one-on-one basis. So that's also an advantage that I'm pretty sure nobody will give you. So consider that. So I think those reasons, I can give you a bunch of other reasons, but those reasons are really important. They're key. They're important. When you choose some kind of program, you really have to choose that, right? Can I have access to the instructor? When I get stuck in the middle of the night, can I ask a question? Can I ask the instructor to get on a Zoom with me, right? What are the chances this other, the bigger companies, what are the chances you can be like, hey, I need help, I'm stuck, let's get on Zoom, and you get that? Really unlikely. I doubt that, right? So you get that with me. So if anything is unclear, if you want more reasons why you want to choose me, obviously you should talk to me, contact me, and get more information. So I look forward to hearing from you, and keep checking this page, keep learning about the bootcamp. It's a big commitment, and you are gaining something amazing. It's an awesome journey. So make sure you do all your research, of course. And if you have any questions, contact me again.